Now the setup for both Android and iOS applications is complete, and we can finally use this library to display the live camera footage. And in order to see the instructions, just scroll down. So there you will see a complete example that how this package is displaying the live camera footage. But we are gonna follow it step by step. And the first step is getting the list of cameras available on the device on which your application is running. For example, you are running it on an Android phone which contain two cameras, the front camera and the back camera. So here firstly we need to get that how many cameras are present on the device. And for that purpose, firstly we will declare this list in which the detail for each camera will be stored. So just copy it, and after that open our main .dot file, and here above our main function we can paste it. So there you can see this error, so just click on it and press Alt plus Enter and import the package camera, and this error will be gone. So we declared this list of camera description, and inside this list the detail for each camera will be stored. And how we are gonna get this detail? So the answer is present inside this main method. So in order to get the detail for each camera, we will call this available cameras method. So here you need to copy both of these lines, and we are gonna paste it inside our main method just above this run app function. So there you need to click on this await and press Alt plus Enter. So we need to add asynchronous keyword here. So now when this line will be executed, the detail for each camera present in the device will be stored here. So after getting the list of cameras available on this device, the next step is displaying the live camera footage. As inside our Flutter application, whatever view we will put inside this scaffold, it will be visible inside our application. As for now, our scaffold does not contain anything, but we want to display the live camera footage. And in order to do it, the view we are gonna use is called camera preview. So in the body of this scaffold, we will display this widget camera preview. And inside this widget, we need to specify one thing, and that is camera controller. So by using this camera controller, we can specify certain things. Like we can choose the front or the back camera, and also the quality for our live feed. So we need to declare and initialize this camera controller, and then we can pass it here. But for now, we added this camera preview widget inside our scaffold, and this camera preview widget is responsible for showing the live camera footage. So let's declare our camera controller here. So camera controller, and there you can see it, and we will name it camera controller. And we need to add the late modifier here because we are gonna initialize it later. So there we have declared our camera controller, and we will initialize it inside our init state method. So as when our application is created and this screen will be shown, our init state method will be called. So inside it we will initialize this camera controller. So type init, and there you can see this option. So press enter and this method is declared, and inside it we will initialize our camera controller. So camera controller, and then we will call the constructor of this camera controller, and inside it we need to pass two things. The first thing is the camera we want to use, as we got the information of cameras inside this list. So we got this underscore cameras list, and now we can use it and choose the camera we want to display. So generally the information of the back camera is stored at the index 0 of this list. So we will use this underscore cameras, and we will specify the index to 0. So now we are using or displaying the back camera of the device. And if you want to show the front camera, then you can pass one here. Similarly, the next parameter is the resolution or the quality of live camera footage. and we can choose it by using this resolution preset. So resolution preset dot, and here you can select the quality. So we got high, low, max, medium, ultra high, very high, and so on. So we are gonna use the high for now. Similarly, you can try different options and check the result. So now we declared and initialized our camera controller, and we can pass it here inside our camera preview. So I am gonna pass it here, so camera controller. But now when you will run this application, you will see the live camera footage will not be displayed inside this application yet. And the reason is we need to call this camera controller.initialize method to display the live camera footage. As you can see, I have run the application again and still we got nothing. So move back to the documentation page, and here you can see after initializing this camera controller, we need to call this controller.initialize method, and then we got these callbacks. So here copy this code and then we are gonna take a look. So I'm gonna copy it and paste it below our camera controller. So change this controller to camera controller, and that's it. So we are calling this camera controller.initialize method, and then we are calling this then method, and inside it we will get the result that whether we can access the camera or not. So there are some cases in which we cannot use the camera inside our application. Like if someone is having a video call, then the camera is already busy. So in that case, our application cannot access the camera. So here inside this callback, we will verify whether the camera is mounted or not. So if the camera is not mounted, then we will return from here. Or in other words, if we cannot access the live camera footage, then we will return from here. Otherwise, this set state method will be called. And similarly, if there is any other error, like the user did not provided us the permission, then in that case this catch block will be executed, and here based upon the reason for the failure, we will get the message in the console. Like here we are checking if the exception is of type camera exception, then we are checking the code. And if the code is equal to camera access denied, which means our user did not granted us the permission, so in that case we are showing or printing this message, user denied camera access. Similarly, we can handle this condition as per our use case. But for now, we have declared this camera controller and initialized it. And after that, we are calling this initialize method, and inside it we are verifying if the camera is successfully mounted or not. So if the camera is not mounted, then we will return from here. Otherwise, we are calling this set state block, and we are passing this camera controller inside our camera preview. So now when you will run this application again, you will see that the live camera footage will be displayed inside our application. So I am gonna terminate or stop this main.dot file, and then I am gonna run this application again inside this emulator. So now our application is installed inside the simulator again, and here you can see it is asking for the permission. So firstly it is asking for the permission to take pictures and record video. So that's the camera permission. So we are gonna grant it. Similarly it will gonna ask for the mic permission to record audio. So let's grant it as well. And there you can see inside this application our live camera footage is being displayed, and that's the default preview for emulator camera. Similarly, when you will run this application inside your real device, then you will see that your actual live camera footage will be displayed here. And when you will change this index to 1, then your front camera footage will be displayed.